welcome to another video. Do you love this? Let's take a minute. Let's take a minute for the dress. I'm kidding. Let's take a minute for this setup. I'm literally just sitting in the door of my van, but look at the backdrop. Look at this angle. It's giving. It's just giving, and I'm in love with it. I'm so in love with it. Don't worry about the mess. Over here it's just pile of clothes. There will always be a sub mess in the back of this mess, and that's okay. Today is Saturday, February 8th, and I'm currently doing my laundry, and we're outside in the laundromat parking lot. I have a lot of errands to run today, and I decided to do this video, which is going to be a January reflections video throughout the day, just because like reflection obviously right now will be in sitting form, but it's February 8th. So I've been reflecting on these topics since like the end of January, even if so, not even like mid-January. Doing the reflection video as I go about my day just seems like so easy and like the thing to do. You tell me. I'm not really sure if I'm going to be keeping this little mic in my hand every single time I have a speaking video, but it just seems like the trending thing to do right now. And that's okay. It's okay to do the trend, but also it's just really nice to have good audio. I do have to figure out the best place to put it, but you know, we learn together. But yeah, today we're going to do a January reflection video. I think it's important to do monthly reflection. Most of my reflection comes in times of anxiety and in times of a mental breakdown, and then clarity where I'll reflect on some things. And at the end of the year, when it's new year, new me type of thing. And I don't really reflect on a monthly basis. I did some research as to like what I literally should be looking at. Like, yes, there are specific topics to me and themes in my life that I can focus on specifically, but I needed just a guideline on how to actually look at my life through different lenses and through different paths or different topics or categories. I saw that there were 12 different life categories that someone should reflect on. And so in this video, we're going to do the good, the bad, and the ugly of those 12 areas. I wrote on a piece of paper. I wrote this. Okay, this is all the research that I did. I put little things, like little words to trigger the conversation in me. But this is also how I prepared for presentations in college. Like, I definitely leaned more on my improvisational skills than I did on my actually sitting and thinking skills. So this is just like a thing of that. It's just a little boy wanting to play soccer in the field next to the laundromat. So that was funny. I was like, what you doing back here? Because I'm back here. You shouldn't be back here. But they're just playing soccer while they also do their laundry, and I love to see it. So the 12 categories that I found and that I'm reflecting on today in this video and for the rest of my life, maybe health and fitness, intellectual, emotional life, character, spiritual, relationships, parenting, society, finance, career, quality of life, and life vision. With that being said, let's get into the reflections. First, starting with health and fitness. The good part of health and fitness, I went to the gym once. That's the good part. I actually went to the gym at least once, and it was the only time I actually vlogged it. So the one time I vlogged it for here was the one time I went during the month. That's the good part, because at least I went, and I kind of did like a trial run of what the gym would look like, or what like the time at the gym would look like, or the quality time at the gym would look like, and how I can like, I don't know, mix up my reading. So the good part is that I did go to the gym. Bad part is I only went once. The ugly part was the shame that I started to put on myself because I only went once and it was only on camera. Like, I feel like I did it just for the camera, but it wasn't that either. I think towards the end of the month, basically mid-month, I got really excited with all of the goals and the creative stuff that I wanted to create, that I put the gym aside because I wanted to just like 100% get into the creative realm or the creative like route right in the morning or right when I woke up. And even though the gym will help with clarity, I just didn't do that. And so on the topic of health and fitness, for physical health, so it was kind of like shameful to not do it often, but it's still good because I was able to reflect on why I wanted to do it in the first place. So another good part is that in knowing that going to the gym first, or like doing something physically active first, will help me feel physically better throughout the day, is a realization, which still makes it like pretty good. And then on top of that, I was able to eat a little bit better and pick out things that were easily accessible, and not having to like drain my energy in making them, because I really do hate not cooking. I just hate having to figure out all my meals all the time throughout the entire day. It's draining. And then to add physically making it and then cleaning up afterwards, it makes me not want to eat, which sucks. And then if I do eat, it makes me not want to do anything else if I'm cooking and eating. And so the middleman is the having snacks that I can easily grab or things I can easily warm up, even though we can probably say that microwave waves aren't good. We're not dealing with that right now. So the good part of the health part was eating healthy and figuring out things that work for me. So going forward in February, like what to do now after the good, the bad, and the ugly, is to stick to the plan that I have to go to the gym on Saturdays, Sundays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, and then go from there. Also continue on grabbing snacks that are healthy for me, but also quick and that won't like make me feel energy depleted. I'm not saying like I'm trying to be lazy. I know that sounds like, Crystal, you're just making food for yourself. It's not that bad. I'm trying to limit the amount of thinking that I have to do throughout the day, because if I'm overwhelmed with all these thoughts and all these small steps, I will get tired easily. I get like thinking fog or decision fatigue, and I just won't do it. So if I can lessen the small decisions that I have to make throughout the day, it'll help me in focusing on the big decisions that I have to make throughout the day, throughout the week, and throughout the month. I just don't want to get tired. I'll get overwhelmed from thinking too much and I just won't do anything. And we're trying to not have that happen. The next topic is intellectual. The way Google explained it was it's kind of like being a student of life and like personal growth. On the realm of being a student, I wrote down drumming because that is something that I'm learning. And through learning that, I get to learn more about myself and self-reflect, right? But on the personal growth thing, it's just being super, super, super aware of like all my feelings all the time. And that's helping me grow intellectually because it helps me consider a lot more before taking the first step. Is it making me consider, or am I overthinking? In the case of last month, it is helping me consider a lot more things when it comes to each step of my life. So the good part of the intellectual category of my life would be learning how to drum, because in learning how to drum, I'm also learning things about myself and how I learn and how I need to learn, and also how I treat myself in the learning process. And then on a personal level, I've been learning all January is like not to like add shame to what I'm doing, to enjoy what I'm doing, and to also just put the me in what I'm doing and stop all the outside voices. That's like the good part of the intellectual category of life. The bad part of it is I could go to overthinking. The bad part of it may be that I still need a little bit, some other things to learn. But what I did for the month of January was good. I don't think there's any bad and there's no ugly to the intellectual part of my life. There can always be stuff added, but what I'm doing now, which is again learning drums and learning me and how to make sure that I'm coming from a place of me and not a place of other, whether it be voices, way of thought, or way of living. That's a big theme, and that was a big theme in January. So it's all like good. And then going forward, I want to continue learning drums again on a more consistent basis, and really like having that discipline to learn something new. So going forward, I want to be more disciplined in learning something new. Again, January was me realizing like, hey, we can do a little bit better here, we can do a little less there, and I want to put that into practice in February and onwards. So going forward, what to do in February is to be more disciplined in my learning of drums and to make sure I'm reflecting and growing without shaming myself. The next category is emotional life. So the good part about emotional life is that I'm emotional. They flow. They be flowing, whether like a river, whether like a broken dam, body of water rushing to kill people, or whether a nice stream with cute fishes popping in and out every once in a while. My emotions be flowing. So they're there. My emotional life, it's there. And Google describes this category of life as being open, as having an open relationship with my emotions. If you watch my vlogs on a consistent basis, you know I'm always talking about something I'm feeling. I'm always feeling. And so I'm always reflecting outwardly about what I'm feeling, especially on camera. Even if I'm not on camera and I'm in a space by myself, I'm verbally talking through my emotions, because it just helps me get it like physically out. So the bad part about that is that I can talk in circles. The bad part about my emotional life is the consistent talk in circles of like going from point A to point B to point C and then back to point A because I realized something else. So trying to feel like, okay, you have these emotions, you know where they're coming from, you're trying to figure out where they're coming from, you're feeling them, whether it be like you crying the fuck out, voicing that you are frustrated, like those things are good, but the bad part is that I can continue doing that without making a decision to go forward. It can get me stuck. And there have been nights in January that I was stuck in a emotional loop that came with trying to figure out how to process the feeling. And it's not that I don't want to do that. I'm not calling it bad because I don't want to do that. It's just that I find myself going back to the same thought, even though I already figured it out, or going back to the same emotion, although I figured it out. And as I say that, I'm realizing now that I'm intellectualizing my emotions instead of feeling them, but I'm doing both. I think, okay, that's the part. I want to stop intellectualizing my feelings and just feel them to let them go. That's the bad part, or that's like the reflection part. So having an open relationship with my emotions and then being able to talk about them for myself, but also with other people. Another good thing that I did in January was really like be honest about my emotions, whether that be with my friends or coworkers, or just honest with like my family about stuff. I'm like, hey, I'm feeling this way. Let's not do this. Like I'm feeling that way. Let's not do this. Especially in January after coming down from like visiting family for Christmas. It took such a toll on me emotionally. I needed those days to recover, and I was like honest about it to like my friends and my family, or to my friends when they asked me to hang out. I was like, hey, listen, emotionally I'm depleted and I need a lot of time to myself. So I'm very proud of myself for doing that and being honest. Because before I would just lie, be like, hey, I'm not available. But now I can be like, I'm not available emotionally. I'm really going through it. And that is something that I'm very proud of myself for doing. And there's nothing really ugly about it, to be honest. We have 9 more different categories to go through, but I'm going to check on my laundry. Hi. We're at work. And before I actually start work, I want to finish up 2 of the other topics because I think they're going to be quick and easy, but also like devastatingly ugly. Spiritual, I'm doing both. Spiritual and relationships. Now for spiritual, it just says like something to enlighten like your soul or whatever. Usually that is meditation. For me anyway, at least it used to be. I haven't meditated in over a year. I haven't checked in with myself in over a year. I haven't connected with myself and sat down in silence for over a year. I can lie and say that reading is that for me, but I'm not connecting with myself. I'm connecting with a story, which yes, sometimes my stories that I read helps me connect to myself. So maybe that's the spiritual work. So then that's a little bit of good. But I guess maybe I am adding shame to the fact that I need a hand in connecting with myself and I can't just do it on my own. I need something to encourage the connection, but I won't just sit with myself. There were times where I sat with myself, but not intentionally. I sat there by myself in exhaustion because I was too tired to either put on music, I was too tired to read, I was too tired to do anything distracting physically. So I just sat there and contemplated. And that goes back to like the emotional intelligence or the emotional stuff and like going in a loop of my thought. In those moments where I probably should have just been aware of what things are and feeling them, I was sitting there and thinking through them, causing me to go back over and over into that thought loop, into that emotion loop. So spirituality wise, I haven't sat with myself intentionally, and that's pretty bad. And it's also kind of ugly in my case because I also haven't journaled, which is part of being spiritual. I journaled every once in a while. There are weeks and months that I go in between journal entries. For spirituality, going forward in February, I want to sit with myself a little bit more intentionally. Like I'm telling myself, we're sitting together right now. Let's do that and meditate for at least 10 minutes. And when it comes to journaling, I want to journal for at least 10 minutes. That's only 20 minutes of my day. That is doable. That is actionable. And it will make me feel so much better. And then I want to work my way up to like more meditation time because I think there was like either I heard it from someone who read it in a book or I read it in a book. A person asks a monk, how much time do I need to meditate? The monk says at least 30 minutes. He's like, well, what if I don't have time to meditate for 30 minutes? He said, then meditate for an hour. And so I was like, I want to work my way up to like sitting with myself longer than 10 minutes, but this is what I can do for now. So that's for spiritual. And then like the next thing, relationships. I didn't even write down a definition that Google had for relationships. I just put yikes. I don't know if this meant friend or foe or family, or I don't have an F word for the love of my life or a person that I'm dating. I say yikes because I just haven't. One thing that stops me from like hanging out with people is my lack of money. If I can't sit there and kind of like not worry about what I'm spending, then I just don't go out. So that's like friend wise. I limit my friend hangouts because I literally just don't have money, which is not like they'll never say Crystal can't hang out with us because she ain't got no money. They can't say we don't hang around broke bitches. I've been a broke bitch since I probably was out of the womb, and that's okay. But I think it's just saddens me to always, or to in the past couple of years, be that person who just keeps running out of money. It like sucks. And my friends never make you feel bad, but that's something about me. So I think that that's like under the realm of bad. I think my relationships and how they are right now are bad. The way I view them are bad. So yeah, we're under bad. That's for friends. I love my friends. Like for the past like few weeks, I've been going through some like really tough stuff. And like my friend Nestor, who literally almost never calls me, calls. He's like, "Hey, girl, what's been happening?" Because I haven't been like replying to the group chat, whatever. So like, I guess that's the good part. I do have people in my life who will check up on me, and that's like Nestor and Shaneem and Steven, and even people at work, or like people who I don't even like have physical access to, like my friends who live in Connecticut that we FaceTimed a couple times throughout the month. Like those things are all good because I have that connection. The bad part about it is that I don't feel like it's genuine because I feel like people who care about me and the people who love me, I have to make sure that they know that I'm earning their love. Like I have to fight for it, which I don't have to. I have so many people in my life that love me just for me, and they have to like keep repeating it to me. But it's me and my mind. And so now we're back to the bad. I ebb and flow between being worthy of my relationships and being and having to actually like just fight for them. So that's like friend. When it comes to love, like when it comes to like intimacy or like relationships, like a boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. Yikes. One good part about it is that just this month in February, I decided to go on the apps. But for January, because we're reflecting in January, the bad thing is I just don't put myself out there enough. I guess I haven't dated in going on 3 years. I haven't tried dating in going on 3 years. I haven't tried talking to anybody going on 3 years. I haven't really entertained anyone in the past like 2 going on 3 years. And so like I don't try, but it's something that I like desire. I desire a relationship. And it feels so shameful to say because yes, I can do all things by myself. Yes, I can provide for myself barely. Yes, I love my own company. Yes, I love myself. It ebbs and flows, but that's a human experience. Yes, this and yes, that. But like, I still shame myself for still wanting that kind of relationship. But then I go back and reflect on how disastrous that path in my life has been, like super disastrous. Like it's filled with so much abuse and so much distrust and so much insecurity that like, where do I begin? It's ugly for me to be such a hopeful/hopeless romantic and to have gone through so much hopelessness and abuse. And I still it feels like I'm cursed, but it also feels like, what's the point? And so it's ugly. Looking at my past when it comes to love and relationships, it's so ugly and sad. And it makes me not want to go any further because, like, if that's all that waits for me on that path, then why do it? And that's the ugly bit. The good part is that my reading and reading different books about different romances has opened up my eyes to the possibility that it won't always be that way. And I talk about this in my reading vlogs a lot. It's just like, I understand this is a story written. It's a fiction. It's a story written and that the author chose to write this ending. But to have that story in this world is an option for that ending, meaning it's possible. If it's written, that means it's possible to be felt and to be touched and it's tangible. I feel like the stories that I've read have helped me look at love in such a different light that I'm excited more than ever to like delve into it. But I keep going back to that ugliness that I felt in the past. And so for relationships, it's really just yikes because I don't know. And like being on dating apps just for the past 3 days, baby, it's something completely brand new. I can't help but having PTSD from the past, but I'm willing to work through it, and that's the good. So for relationships, I want to work to become more connected with my friends and let them know what's going on more so. But also, I want to find love. I want love. I want to be seen. I want to be held. I want to be loved. I want to be wanted. And that's not a bad thing. And though ugly things have happened in the past, it doesn't mean they're always going to be happening in the future. And that is what I'm learning. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Mind you, all of my topics have really been like the bad, the good, the ugly, the ugly, the good, the bad. It hasn't been in really much order, but that's okay. It's time for me to go to work. Hi, it's a brand new day, and we are on day 3 of our reflection. You remember when I was like, oh, we're going to do it all in one day? No. Anyway, do you like my outfit? You can't really see it. Hold on. Can you see it now? I stand up on this rock, but there's branches above, and I'm not getting attacked by branches. For the past couple days also, every time I walked around my like van, I've been attacked by a branch. Maybe the tree just want to touch me. Fair enough. I want to touch a tree, but it's getting stabby. We are on the 7th, 8th, and 9th. So I have changed course and we're going to do, I guess, 3Ds a day. Anyway. The 7th one is parenting. Parenting, being part of a family can bring opportunities for personal growth. I don't have kids, so I'm not a mom. I don't parent children that came out of my womb. What I do parent, though, are my nieces and my nephews. I parent my friends and give them advice, such as they parent me when I'm in a very vulnerable or childlike state of mind that I need help getting not out of, but encouraged to work through. So when it comes to parenting in the realm of what my life looks like, not being like a physical mom with biological children, I feel like I'm doing okay. The good part about that is that I have loving friends who have always tried to support me when I allowed them to, and key term or key phrase, when I allow them to. They're always on the ready to help me, but I just have to allow them to. The same way with me. You know how you're able to be there for your friends, but you don't believe that your friends will be like 100% there for you, not because they've shown it to be true, but just because you don't want to burden them. That's how I feel. And probably that's how my friends feel too when they hold things back from me. And it's something that we all learned over the course of time, that our problems are a burden to others, and if you become a burden, you aren't lovable. That's kind of like something that either we learn at birth or we learn over time through the different relationships that don't really help us but hurt us, and that we take with us in our other relationships. The good part about that is that my friends do that. The good part about that is that I do that for my friends. The bad part is what I just said. We don't do it. We don't think we're worth doing it from. There's still some things I have to like pull out of my friends. There's still some things that my friends have to pull out of me. But like I've said, I repeated this, like I'm repeating this again because I said it in a couple other categories, but I have to allow my friends to be there. And for like whatever has been happening with me, I've been very honest with them. Like, hey, I can't go mentally. I'm like ill. Like mentally, I'm not there, so I won't have fun. Like just saying that by itself will allow my friends to give me space, and then they'll follow up with, okay, what happened? Let's talk about it. And that's really good. There's nothing ugly about the parenting that I have in my life. I will say, well, if we're talking about the ugly, I would say how past parenting has encouraged the behavior of keeping things to oneself. But that's a talk for another day, simply because it's such a deep topic for me, whether it be mother wounds or father wounds or sibling wounds, even though that's not part of parenting. I think that's such a bigger topic that I can do a different video on. So the ugly part about it is that it wasn't the best. Therefore, it encouraged the behavior of keeping things in and not wanting to be a burden, so on and so forth. But that's parenting. Some really good stuff. Some really, I guess it wasn't really bad, but like I would say as bad, and we're all just learning how to get away from that kind of behavior, keeping things in. The eighth, sixth, seventh, eighth. The eighth category is society. You see how I'm being a little bit quicker with this? Isn't that always how it happens when we have topics that we want to talk about and the first three were like a little bit longer, all the rest of them just kind of like get shortened? That's fine. That's fair. This is what's happening. The eighth category is society. The way that Google has described society as a category of life is friendships, relationships, outside of family, volunteering. So society, I basically took as volunteering. What do you do outside of yourself, your family, and your friends? I don't volunteer. That's the bad part. I don't volunteer at all. I used to when it was kind of like mandated for honor society or for like college credit, so on and so forth. But if it's coming from the goodness of my own heart and no benefit, I haven't done it. Not because I don't want to, it's just I don't seek it out as a priority for me. That's the bad part. The good part about it is there really is no good part. That's really it. I don't do it. There was a short period of time I considered volunteering at the library simply because it would help me get access to the books for the books that they were having. So that wasn't even volunteering for the greater good. It was volunteering for the greater me and my books. But I didn't do it. And I don't even know if I want to do it. I think I want to do it in the terms of maybe food kitchen, packing lunches. I don't know. I think I want to do it for like some of the families and the community struggling under the current political reign. So like all of the different laws that are being fucking thrown out or put in have been really fucking shit up. Surprise, surprise. I think I would truly like to be a part of it by volunteering my help where there is help, where help is needed for those suffering more than I am. I would say in a space where I can help, because everyone is, I guess, dealing with the current political environment on their own, but some are suffering in different ways on their own as well. So I would like to help out with that. Where that's going to take me, I don't know. I have to actually intentionally do the research. So that is what I will do for February to see what happens. Nothing really ugly about that. Just nothing really good. So I would say the way I deem volunteering is personally bad. We're working on it. Bad, a little bit of ugly, not so good. The next one is finances. The 9th category is finances. I didn't write down anything from Google. All I put down there on finances was yikes. All I said was yikes, because the good part about that is we have a job and we have income. The bad part about it is that it's not enough for what I want to do with life. The ugly part about it is that I may or may not have to get another job. And the ugly part about it is that I have to work to make a living. I want my passion, video creation, vlogging, traveling, teaching, spiritualism to be a part of my finances and the income that I want to be incoming, but it's not there yet. I am currently in the middle of a vlog where I'm talking about my finances and like how to save and what I want to save at the end of this month, strictly because of trips in March. But already things have come into play where I can't save the money that I want to save this paycheck. So I say yikes because it feels like no matter what I do, I can't hold on to money. And I think that's the ugly part about it. That's the ugly part about my finances, is that I want to hang on to all the money when I know that money is really spiritual, and what you give is what you get, and what you put out, you get back in different forms. So I may get money in, but I may get a free gift. I may get a free meal, and that's just as valuable as money. So the way I see money and my anxiety from it is the ugliest part of my finances, because I just feel like I never make enough, so I can't do enough. And when I can't do enough, I don't do anything. And so that limits what I do in general with the resources or money that I do have. It's very, I consider that very ugly. I consider it very ugly. What to do with it? I'll be very honest. I don't know. I've considered getting another job. I've considered asking for more money, but I also considered and rebudgeted to look at my finances and seen that I have enough to do everything that I want to do. My anxiety is having more. And that's where the issue lies. So I think until my birthday in July, I'm going to keep rocking with one job and put not all that I can, but put like my love, heart, and soul and spirit and body, so all that I have, into this content creation. My content creation for either me or my job has been so good. I even quickly got a job with a DJ to do his content creating, but then when I was doing his post, I feel like I underballed myself. And so I went back to him asking him for more money, not because of the greediness, but because I really looked at my value of the work that I do. And I was like, I am not getting paid enough for the value of the work that I do. And that's good. That's good. We found a little bit of good in our yikes for finances. So my content creation has been really, really good. I've been helping other people, helping myself, and getting right back into creating that I love. It's been really nice. And so I want to continue that. So I think I want to give myself until July, or maybe to the end of December, to see like if I can really do this content creating thing and make money from it. Like really just no holds barred, just go for it and see what happens. Continue being consistent with what I post. So 2 vlogs a day, about 3 Bookstagram posts a week, posting on my main channel, and that incorporate all things that I want, like my podcast again, my reading vlogs, which I've already been incorporating, my makeup looks, my travel stuff. I have enough to do that. It's just, I need the patience to wait until I actually can do it. That's literally it. I don't know if that makes sense. I'm just lacking patience. I want it all now. That's really it. That's all finance is. But that's literally it. That's literally it when it comes to finance. Mostly ugly, a little bit of good, not that bad, but whatever. Not that bad because it's ugly, and that's okay. Okay, wait. I thought this would be a cuter setup, but I'm like failing. I had this set up yesterday for part of a reading video that I'm doing, and I wanted to just like come back to it. It's crooked. Better. Hey y'all, how we doing? We are rounding into the last 3 questions of this reflection. The last 3 are career, quality of life, and life vision. The big ones. For career, is like business/career, and I put YouTube/Instagram goals/website goals. I believe I mentioned this very briefly yesterday, if I'm remembering everything that I said to the camera yesterday, is that like there are so many things that I want to do, and I'm trying to give myself patience to do them. And this small baby step from January into February into March and so on and so forth, adding small things as we go, reflecting as I go, has been different than what I'm used to doing, which is just like no holds bar going into just this, and this. But this process that I'm going is like that I'm doing is like pretty much giving myself time to sit with every single thing at once sit with every single thing when it comes to it, like when it comes in my way, and giving time to incorporate new things and giving myself grace when things become too much, or simply allowing myself to try and try and try again. Basically, just giving myself baby steps and allowing myself to incorporate things in little by little and sitting with it as I incorporate it little by little, giving myself a chance to just change if I need to. When all that being said, when it comes to career, I have a job that pays me. I work as a student coordinator at a music school. I love it dearly. It is helping me like kind of get to know myself, work in. Yes, it could be really stressful at times, but it's not as stressful as other jobs that I've had. I enjoy my work. I enjoy my creativity that I get to be there, but it is a job that helps me barely, like we talk about our finances, yikes, that helps me fund the things that I want to do, whether that be travel or like do things for a vlog or do things for a video, book stuff, all that other stuff. Like it helps me fund stuff that I want to do. And when it comes to my career and my work goals outside of that, like that I want to do for myself, it's not that I don't want to work. I do want to work. I just want my work to be something that I enjoy. So with that being said, reflecting on my career path, I was really thinking about like YouTube and Instagram and all together content creation, and then building community on on the web, like on all like in the internet, on the internet, building a community of people that I don't know that I'm trying to get to know on the internet. It's weird, but it reminded me that at one point I wanted to build, or I did build a website on my own, to house stories of people I think are inspiring, to house different uh, talks, like podcast talks. I created a website to talk about certain people who I think incorporate the chance at life mindset, which is like looking at life as a playground that you can build and add to and take away from to create a life that you deem worth playing in, that you deem worth going towards and staying in and being in and having fun in, and taking things out when they no longer are fun for you, holding things on to the side when you're feeling some type of way about that, reflecting, and again, building a life playground. That is a Chance at Life mindset. And I forgot about that. I forgot about the website. I forgot about what Chance at Life stood for and what it meant to me and why I created it, which was during the pandemic, where I was sat at home and all this shit was going around in the world, and I needed something. I needed an outlet. I needed to find joy. I needed to find fun. But what I was met with is sitting by myself with the thoughts that I tried to run away from, and it turned into Chance at Life mindset, like thinking I really been through some shit, but it's still up to me to figure out the good things in it. So career, life goals, whatever, with being on social media and making content, I want to continue or get back to building that community, whether it be talking to people who I think exhibit the Chance at Life mindset, talking to other people who want to get into that mindset, adding resources to the pages for that mindset, for mental well-being, for mental health, for physical health, and all that. All of that was something that I wanted to do, but I forgot. I forgot that I wanted to do it, not because it's no longer adding joy to my life. It's because so much other things have happened to make me dive deeper into me and my why and my purpose and so on and so forth, to help me get back here, to remember what I want to do in the first place. The reason why I quit my job in the first place, the reason why I gave up my apartment and wanted to travel in my car, is to have a sense of freedom to really live and learn and love and find things out about myself and meet new people. And then a few years ago, when I came back from traveling and like car camping in my car and like trying to get across the states, I came back for a wedding and I had an accident, like a car accident, very minor, but enough to like put like to have me sat, because I didn't have enough money to pay for the repairs, because I didn't have a job, because I quit my job to like go travel. It threw me into a depression. It threw me into more anxiety. It threw me into stillness. It threw me into freeze mode because I was like, well, shit, I tried and I feel like I was met with a no. I tried once. That was my try once. Because I tried once and I failed once, I thought it was a no for me. But allowing myself to get back to that and think it wasn't a no, it was a not that way. It wasn't a no, it was a try again. It wasn't a no, it was like look at it this way. It wasn't a no, it was a hey, maybe at this point you have to sit still a bit and really consider some things. It wasn't a no, it was a let's dive deeper into the why. It wasn't a no. I took it as this isn't the path for you. I took it as you're a failure. How dare you try to do something this epic when no one in your life has ever done it. I took it as a bitch you thought. I just didn't take it the right way. And now I'm not saying that I'm any better than I was before, but I'm looking at it differently. My perspective has changed on the things that I've gone through in the past like 3 years and the things that I remembered in the past 3 years. And to get back to this point, to remember my why, to remember why I did it in the first place is so fucking beautiful. And isn't that all that matters? Remembering why you did it in the first place and giving way to courage to try again. So for my career, I want to do all that still. I want to travel. I want to build my website. I want to build community on a platform that I created that isn't on somebody else's platform that they can take away from us if we happen to just like find our community. I want that. And that is what I'm going to be working towards. What does that look like? Girl, I don't know. I told I don't know. And the only reason why I don't know is because I haven't like thought about it in this new perspective yet. But the fact that I'm there and it's back in the front of my mind is the first step. And I'm so happy with that. Want to build community with the chance at life mindset. And I want to teach people that although life has been shit, you can still find a reason to play. You can still find a reason to live. You can still find joy in everything that you do. That's what I want to do. That's what I want my career to look like. That's what I want my life and work to look like and the energy that I want to leave on this world. And that's all good. Nothing bad about it, nothing ugly about it. The next one though, the next like category is quality of life. And as Google put it, reflecting on the 10 questions before that, or the 10 topics before that. The reflection of those things by themselves help you increase the quality of life because you have things to talk about. So that isn't necessarily its own category. That is just a summary. The quality of life and reflecting on the past 10 topics, it's what help you increases your quality of life. It is within itself. So I can essentially not skip it. My quality of life is just good, bad, ugly. It's good. It's so good with a hint of bad and a little blush of ugly. And the last one is life vision, what I want for my life, which I already told you in career. I think literally what I said in career wraps up the last three topics, but I will say this when it comes to my life vision. It is allowing the vision to change and reshape, but not let the vision go away. That's what I want for my life. Allowing what I want, my desires, how I feel to change and not give myself and not feel shame in changing, not feel like, oh, I can't stick to anything. I want to do so much. I want to do this, that, and the third. My life vision isn't to just do one or two or three things for the rest of my life. It is to incorporate every single thing that I enjoy in my life, to incorporate every single feeling that I have in my life because I'm human, and to allow myself to feel it, allow it to change, allow it to change me, but never ever tell myself that I'm one thing. Never ever tell myself or tell anybody else that you are only one thing. I don't want that. My life vision is to be as flexible and as changeable and as moldable as possible, as long as I'm not forgetting the vision that I had. And I hope that doesn't sound too preachy. It probably does, but when I get into it, I get into it. When words flow, they flow, and I let them. I have so much to incorporate in February, and it's already mid-February, so like this video is coming a little later than I would like because of everything else that I created, but that is still okay. I'm excited to do this every month and see like where we get. I'm excited for you also to reflect with me month by month and see like where you get. Felt anything that I said, please let me know. If you want to put your own reflection at the bottom in the comment area, let me know. If you want to do your own reflection, let's just share. That is it for this video. I love you. I am grateful for you, and I will see you in the next reflection video. Bye.